Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, that's me. Extra jingles, Deb C. Bloop. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and happy Friday. Oh my goodness, it's the weekend. This might be the only weekend that I'm not happy that it's the weekend, and that's because, sadly, this is my last day of my vacation. My vacation has ended. It's like 4:40 came, and I all of a sudden was like, well, the vacation's over. It was a great vacation full of relaxing and relaxing. So listen, by the title, you know what we are going to be talking about. I watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on Wednesday, and yeah, in true procrastination style, I didn't make my notes until today. So we are going to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It was a good one this week. It was a very good one. The ladies are off to Puerto Vallarta on Lisa Barlow's. Well, I don't know if it's Lisa Barlow's dime. I don't know if they pay for the trip or if Bravo does. I wonder. Anyways, it's Lisa's girls trip. But before they head out, Mary goes over to Angie's place. Listen, imagine having a house as big as Angie's and you don't even realize that someone has come in your house and is sitting on your couch. But that's what happened. I was like, wow, that's a pretty big house. Also, when they were trying to open up the champagne, the face that Angie made is the exact same face that I make when I open either like a bottle of champagne. I don't open bottles of champagne that often, but if it's like a bottle of wine that has a cork that you have to like pop, or a biscuit can. Those are the two things, especially a biscuit can. That's my look. But Mary came over and she had opened up to Angie about what is going on with Robert Jr. Once again, my heart broke all over again for her. When she, particularly when she said that he felt like a stain, and she was the only reason why he didn't go through with unaliving himself. Honestly, oh, my heart broke all over again for her, because it's heartbreaking for Mary to see her son going through this, but then also because she's just blaming herself. Like, what did I not do right? What didn't I do? Did I not tell him that he was good enough? And she, after seeing how her mother was, she had vowed to always be there for her son. So now she's like, what did I fail him? And Angie was the perfect person for her to go to, just because she can sympathize and she can empathize with Mary, because her mom had an addiction issue. So she was the perfect person to go to. And when she said, please keep this between us, you know that Angie is not going to say anything. That friendship right there, if you would have told me last season that Mary's best friend on the show was going to be Angie, I never would have guessed it. Am I here for it? Yes. I love that friendship. I saw a little sneak peek online of next week when Mary arrives in Puerto Vallarta, and when she gets to the villa and she sees Angie, oh, it does my heart so good, because that you can tell it's a genuinely, honestly genuine relationship and genuine friendship because Mary had said finally, as soon as she saw Angie, she just felt like so much better because Angie knows what's going on and she can trust Angie. I love that. That friendship, their friendship is the best thing that has come out of this season. 100%, the best thing that came out of this season. So I loved it. That was such, like, in reality TV, when there's so much trash and garbage, that was just such a genuine, heartfelt moment that made my heart so happy. Okay, so the ladies meet at the airport. I thought when Bronwyn brought out those blinged out passport holders, they were beautiful, but Lisa told her not to bring anything, but then she just brought them anyways. I thought it was a little shady. Like, is this like a pissing contest? Or I thought it was a little shady because she said, hey, should I bring a gift? I have something for the ladies. And Elise was like, no, you don't have to. I got something for the ladies. But then she brought it anyways. It's not her trip, so I thought it was a little shady that she did that. Speaking of Bronwyn, I no longer can use any kind of bullshit excuse. Not bullshit excuse. I can't obviously use just any excuse to get out of going places because I'm a person that I'm like, yes, I would love to do this. And then it comes time to do something and I'm like, why did I say I would do this? I don't want to leave the house. But there's no excuse because listen, she's going to Mexico. When she said I got bit by a dog and she showed the bite marks, that wasn't like a little bite. That was a dog having a dinner. Like it was like 36 or 37 bite marks. So they didn't say anything else about it, but it was like, she said, well, it was a dog whose owner was like on their phone and wasn't paying attention. I saw a video online where some TikToker had gone down the rabbit hole and like looked further into it. What had happened was so she was at the dog park and there was a dog that had come up to her, I guess. And before she just bent down and petted the dog, she let the dog smell her. And thought, it's okay because the dog is smelling me. He sees that I'm not like harmful or anything. I'm not going to hurt them. So she went and bent down to pet the dog. And that's when the dog started biting her. And she was like, I took full responsibility because of my reaction. Like I was yelling and like jolting around. That is the exact reaction that anybody would have. Not to make a long story even longer, but years ago when we had Maisie and Pepper and I was walking them up the street at night and out of nowhere comes this big dog off leash running up the street at us. Of course, I pick up Maisie, I pick up Pepper. Pepper is still barking. This dog is trying to latch on to one of my dogs. I'm trying to put my arm down so he would take my arm. I'm screaming and I'm trying to run up. This was when I could actually walk great. So I can completely see where Bronwyn would be screaming because I was screaming and cussing and twitching around. So that dog wasn't leaving. So I can see what she's talking about. But so, and I'm like, would she have sued? Is that why they're not talking about it? No, that's not the case at all. Find out the dog is a foster dog. Somebody's fostering the dog. The dog has pre-existing like medical problems. So what does she do? This is why I'm saying I'm a ride or die for Bronwyn. I don't care what Bronwyn does on this show. I'm ride or die on Bronwyn for Bronwyn. Here's what she did. Instead of suing, She instead paid the medical bills so this dog could get the care that they needed, paid for the medical treatment, and then did the work to find a home for that dog. That right there, that is not behavior. I don't think that is behavior that you would get from any other housewife on Salt Lake City, or maybe even any other franchise, any other city. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's not something that I would expect. That is why I will 100% be ride or die for Bronwyn Newport, whether she's on 1 season, 2 seasons, 10 seasons. I don't care. Bronwyn Newport, thank you, and you're welcome. Pass it on. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay. Also, so the ladies get on the plane. They land. They're in a Sprinter van. Listen, Heather, really? Heather cops to pissing all over the seat and probably the bathroom floor, but then you can't clean it up? Heather, you're nasty. Okay, so they get there. It's at Vidanta World or something like that. So those villas, I'm not gonna lie, they're beautiful. They got 2 villas. Now here's where the problem arises. Room assignments. This is the second show for Housewives that people were pissed at the room assignments. Okay, so here's how they go. Meredith, Heather, Lisa, Brittany. Villa 1. Villa 2, Bronwyn, Angie, Whitney, and Mary once she gets there. Okay, Lisa said that it was done this way just to keep the peace. But here's the problem with that, why I kind of see through that. Bronwyn, Angie, and Whitney aren't really good. So, do you see what I mean? Like, she took all of this into consideration, but somebody who you say is a friend of yours, like a real friend, you don't want to make things better for her, especially after you went out to Gwen's biological grandparents and was like, hey, I know her, why don't you call them? And that's obviously causing some strife and some stress for Bronwyn and Gwen and Todd. So, I mean, plus the reason why I'm not buying that this was intentional was Lisa's petty. Lisa Barlow's petty. And later on, when she's talking with Meredith and she says that Bronwyn's getting on my nerves, there we go. That's why I think it wasn't intentional. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Bronwyn, when she hears this, she's upset about this, but she's upset not so much about the actual room, but the fact that she's thinking that this is something Lisa's trying to like tell her something about their friendship. You know, like she knows that I'm in pain because of these dog bites. She knows that I've been having a real tough time because of all this stuff with Gwen and the grandparents, which P.S. she's the one that started that whole thing. So, I mean, she's not upset about the room. She's upset about what this says about the friendship. All that being said, listen, please, can we stop with everybody with all the drama about rooms? I'm just saying, it's the second one this week. So Angie and Whitney are talking in their room, and then Bronwyn comes in. Listen, Whitney better be happy that they did this, that Lisa did this, because this finally gives her something to talk about, because Whitney hasn't had nothing this season that we're talking about. She was hoping that this whole Prism thing would catch on, but that was a dud. And then there's that, listen, there was that flashback where Bronwyn and Lisa and John are having lunch and they're talking. So John was adopted. Lisa went on the manhunt for his biological birth mother. I think it was birth mother. And that didn't go well. That went terribly wrong, like real bad. So if you see that went really bad, why would you do that? Like, why would you just reach out to the grandparents and be like, hey, here's their phone number, contact them. I don't know why she would do that. But listen, I love Bronwyn. You know I do. You know I'm ride or die for Bronwyn, but I don't think that didn't make, she didn't make it, I don't think she made it easier on herself when she walks into the room and talks about like how shitty it is that she has to be in the villa with them. You know what I mean? Like, and then Whitney comes back with that shit-eating grin because she's like, oh my, you know, after taking up for Lisa, and now all of a sudden here she is eating crow and all of a sudden we're her only real friends. I mean, that shit-eating grin, enjoy it now, Whitney, because I don't know that you're going to be having it for much longer. So Meredith and Lisa, they're talking. I'm going to tell you, when Lisa was like, Bronwyn's getting on my nerves. And, but listen, when she said that all of a sudden Bronwyn expects me to do or say or think, wait. Okay, here's my notes. I'm misreading this. Okay, Lisa, are you saying that you never expect people to do or say or think how you want them to think, or how you're always telling people how they should think, or what they should say, or what they should do, and you interrupt people a lot, so you can get your point. And she's not hearing me. You do that all the time. So that's a little bit hypocritical of you. And listen, I heard this interview. I saw this interview with Bronwyn on a red carpet somewhere, and they were asking about the reunion. From the looks of it, it seems to me like Lisa and Bronwyn after the reunion, they're not so good. And also, with Meredith and Lisa, listen, Lisa and Angie had that nice talk. They got everything out at the aquarium. Everything was fine. And then here's Lisa putting up that kind of threat where she's like, well, she better be on her best behavior. So what happened to you sticking up for Angie? I mean, Angie's had your back. She ain't never gonna see this, but Angie's had her back. Now, Meredith is returning Angie's bat mitzvah gift. This is like the Kim Richards bunny 2.0. She returns the bat mitzvah gift. Now listen, we got all kinds of product placement here because she didn't just put it in a bag. She put everything in a Brooks Marks tote bag. So we got the Brooks Marks bag, and then the Caritas, Caritas shampoo and conditioner that she can't use because I have keratin treatments. She should know that I have keratin in my hair and I can't use sulfates. But more importantly, who gives shampoo and conditioner for bat mitzvah? I mean, I would think that she got it for free. She got it for free. He says for free. But yeah, who gives shampoo and conditioner for a bat mitzvah? I mean, it was free because it's from her salon. And that journal. Who would give a journal? What do you give like a middle-aged woman for a bat mitzvah? I don't know. I mean, so she's gonna give it back to her. So they get ready, they go for poolside cocktails. Brittany with another announcement. Brittany's like, I have an announcement. And listen, Lisa Barlow's right. She does stand up and make announcements. And she could be like, announcement, I am about to fart. Announcement, I ate some cheese. So I'm gonna fart. Like everything. So she makes this announcement. I'm expecting it to be about Jared Joel. But it turns out it's about her, like her daughters who don't talk to her anymore. Remember? Because she said she chose a man over her she chose a man over her children. That's my song. Can you hear it? That's the Office theme song. Yeah. Remember that? So her one daughter came over and she spent the night and they had a great time. It went over like a lead balloon. So Bronwyn brings up the room assignments. And Lisa, come on. Lisa's like, I didn't know that you're not talking to Whitney, and Angie. Are you guys not talking to her? Listen, you were there. You know what's going on. You were the one. Lisa Barlow was the one that coaxed everything out of Bronwyn at the campfire, at the camping trip. So you know damn well that they're not talking. Brittany, and then don't Brittany have to get herself in there with Brittany with like, well, maybe she just likes me better. Oh, you know what? If I was Bronwyn, I sure enough would have dropped some F-bombs right then and there. But she didn't. She's probably better. She's better than me. And know this, I'm not gonna say Whitney's right too often, but come on, Brittany, you're being used as a pawn. You're being used as a pawn in all of this. She is eating it up, but you're being used as a pawn in this whole situation. Because Lisa's not great friends with Brittany. Okay. Brittany, though, she sees what's going on. She keeps stirring the pot. And I don't think that Bronwyn's being ungrateful at all. I think she's just trying to get it out there and be like, this is sending a message to me about our friendship. And instead of doing this, how about if you talk to me about it? This isn't about the room. You want to talk about ungrateful though? Lisa Barlow got some nerve, because ungrateful is when somebody spent $22,000 a night on a house, did all this other stuff, got you and your husband a presents, did all this stuff, and then your ass couldn't sit in coach for under an hour. I don't fly coach. I don't carry coach. Oh, excuse me. You're talking ungrateful. Let's talk Lisa Barlow. Listen, all this being said, I think it was talked about a little too much, because they talked about it in cocktails and they talked about it when they were walking to the restaurant. So I'm glad that it was almost done. So they sit down for dinner. Okay, didn't that guy put that bag down on Angie's seat? Angie returning Angie's gifts. And didn't Brittany insert herself again by saying, I would give them back too. Ain't nobody asking you. She tried to get in with Bronwyn too. Bronwyn was like, I am not talking to you, Brittany. Not even look at her. She's like, I'm not talking to you, Brittany. So once again, inserting herself. She would give it back too. And then this is when they bring up the slut shaming. All of a sudden, the number of men supposedly that Angie said she's sleeping with goes up to 15. First it was 3, and then it was 10, and then it was 15. Listen, everybody has lost sight of the fact that the person that brought this up to Angie was Bronwyn. And didn't Bronwyn, when she brought it up, she was like, by the way, she called you a slut before outside. Hey! And then just was like, and looking at that, what was that? And was like looking around like, So, now listen, they did that flashback, and she was like, they did that flashback to like that religious party, and there were flowers that were sent. The flowers were from Aaron, were from Aaron, and she's like, oh, who is these from? Oh, these are from Aaron. And she was dating 3 men at the time, and she's like, well, I guess I get it honest because my father's dating 8 women. 8 women. God damn, where do you get the time to be dating 8 damn women? Now, listen, and I'm going to get to something else at the end. But did anybody catch when Lisa yelled, it's not about the wine? She said, it's not about the wine. Brittany said, yes, amen. Listen, sucking on up to Lisa, but wasn't Brittany the one who was making a big ass deal about how could you bring wine? How could you bring wine to a Mormon family gathering? Oh my God. Right? So everybody's screaming. Listen, this was the best part and the most horrifying part. But honestly, everybody's screaming. Carlos Waitstaff is standing there just wanting to get everybody's drink order. And here's Brittany yelling about her porn tits and her slutty tits. And I was like, he's standing there. Carlos just wants to know what you want to drink. This waitstaff don't get paid enough money because they got to deal with all of this. That was one of the funniest things I've seen on there. But Brittany, listen, Brittany is talking about how, oh, I'm not sleeping with my boyfriend. You're not sleeping with your boyfriend, but he bought you crotchless underwear. What man is going to be buying you crotchless underwear if you're not sleeping with them? That doesn't make any sense. Bronwyn was like, no man has ever bought me crotchless underwear if I ain't sleeping with them. And Heather was like, no man has ever bought me crotchless underwear, whether I am or am not. So she's out here saying she's not sleeping with her boyfriend, but he bought her crotchless underwear, and she's living a sex forward life. People were like, do you mean sex positive? She's living a sex forward life. Listen. If you want to do whatever kind of stuff you want to do with your sex life, hey, as long as you're not breaking the law or doing something really nasty, good on you. Good for you. Go ahead and do it. I mean, as long as you're not breaking the law, go ahead. However, this is what Brittany does. Brittany will drink, Brittany will live a sex forward life wearing her crotchless panties, but then she acts all innocent. Like she gets in front of the ladies. Oh my gosh, drinking and sex forward life with crotchless panties? How dare you? Ooh. Listen, I'm not a fan of Heather's, but Heather was absolutely correct. And she's not slut shaming you. She's just saying you're hypocritical because you drink wine and then all of a sudden in front of people, how dare you bring wine to me? Or I'm not sleeping with 3 men, but here I am with sex forward life and crotchless panties. You see? Crotchless underwear. So you see what I mean? Also, if she was not engaging in schmexual activity with these men, whenever they were talking about the flowers and her dad like dating 8 women, why didn't she say then? Like, oh, I'm not doing any of these men. I'm not doing anything with these men. She didn't say it then. I'm telling you, she's a hypocrite. Once again, if you want to drink wine and you want to have, relations with men, do it. But then when people bring it up to you on camera, don't then act like you're all innocent. I'm just saying it's hypocritical. So, Meredith and Angie, they did finally get to talk. Everything is good. But it got me kind of wondering, like, why would you even, if you were in a bad place with Angie, why would you even invite Angie to your bat mitzvah? I mean, unless production was like, listen, you have to invite her. I don't know. So let me know in the comments what you thought this week. I thought, listen, chef's kiss, and many thanks to producers for the way that they edited and produced the shit out of this dinner, because it is a gift that keeps on giving, this cast. Next week, okay. My question is, who did the cheating in Bronwyn's marriage? You better not tell me that Todd cheated on Bronwyn. Okay, so listen, in the comments, let me know what you thought. If nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world, so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Also, always be aware of your surroundings, be smart, hydrate often with water, and if you're in a dangerous situation, please be mindful, be aware, be smart and safe. Know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and all the positive energy that you need to make it through. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.